sorry that we're not outside this morning, but it was just a little bit too cold for me. Let's see, it was about 19 degrees here a little bit ago. And so anyway, I went outside to film, and I opened the door and the wind is really bad. And I was like, I think we'll just stay inside today. So anyway, but I did want to talk to you guys a little bit today just about feeling overwhelmed. I know we all get that way, and I just want to take a few minutes to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the last couple of days here at my house. So yesterday, my middle daughter had to have oral surgery, and she did great. Everything went actually really well. But you know, anytime that one of your children has to have something done, it's somewhat of a stressful situation. So anyway, we got through that. All that was good, but that did take up a good bit of yesterday. And then she's in some pain from it, and meals have to be a little bit different. So she's living on ice cream, pudding, and mashed potatoes at the moment. But anyway, and then so we get a call yesterday evening after we got back home from our oldest son, and he went out to get in his truck to go somewhere. He's at college, and someone had hit his truck and just left. And so anyway, it happened sometime between when he got back to college Sunday night and then yesterday afternoon, because he rarely uses his vehicle when he's on campus, but he had backed into his parking place and somebody had hit the front of his truck. And so he doesn't have, like, it's a nice truck, but it's not, you know, one of the most expensive vehicles you could have or anything like that. But he takes great pride in taking care of his vehicles. And so he had a really old truck before, and you would have thought it was brand new the way he took care of it. And so anyway, he's had this one for just a couple years, and he was quite distraught, to say the least, over his truck. So anyway, not sure if we'll find out who did it or not. He does go to a small school, so that will help some. But anyway, just crummy, of course, of somebody to just drive off after hitting your vehicle. And anyway, it was enough damage that they knew that they had hit something. But anyway, so that was, of course, more drama to deal with. And then on top of that, my Suburban, which it's the only one I've ever owned. I'm not sure that I would get another one, to be honest with you. I love the room, and it's very comfortable to drive. The expense when something goes wrong is crazy. And so anyway, we were started Monday, I guess. I noticed that the brakes were making a little bit of noise. And by yesterday, they were horrible. And by today, when I could actually get it to the shop, it was to the point that you were kind of scared to drive it. So it went downhill very, very fast. So anyway, I guess I say all of that to say, and we've had some other things kind of come up in the meantime, that sometimes life can just be overwhelming. And it doesn't even have to be huge things. It's just sometimes you feel like you're getting kicked in the teeth every time you turn around. You know, whether it's like with my Suburban, we have spent literally in the last 12 months thousands of dollars on different repairs on it. And every time you turn around, it's something else with it. And then, you know, just whether it's financial, whether it's health, whether it's just so many things bombarding you at once. And none of it has to be big, but when it's continuous and it's constant, it can just really get you down sometimes and just make you feel so overwhelmed. And so anyway, I got to thinking about that today. I got in the car. My daughter, who's at college, she was able to come and pick me up when I dropped my car off at the shop. And so I'm in her car now until I get mine back. And as soon as I got in the car, I'm like, I just feel so overwhelmed. And it's small. Once it starts rolling, it's just small things. Like I was trying to do something nice for my husband today. And so he had to go to a meeting, and I knew he was going to be pressed for time. And I also knew he was low on gas. And so I took his truck to go fill it up with gas. And I thought, well, while I'm here waiting on the gas to pump, he had two little disposable coffee cups sitting there. I thought, I'll throw those away. So I picked up one and set it in the other one and was going to pick them both up together, not realizing there was coffee in one of them. So when I plopped the first one down into the second one, coffee just goes everywhere. And he's like my son. He keeps his vehicle very nice. And I'm like, I was already running a little bit behind, for meeting my daughter. And then I was like, oh, now I got to clean this coffee up. And then I look, the gas pump is moving at the pace of a snail. And I've been there forever, and it's pumped like $10 worth of gas. It's a huge truck. Like, to fill it up, it holds a lot of gallons, and $10 is just like not gonna do it. So like, I'm standing out there in the freezing cold, like just kind of trying to get it to go a little faster, and it's not. And anyway, finally at a half a tank, I just gave up. I thought, well, that gets him where he needs to go. But anyway, it was just like that. It was like one thing after another that was just like not going the way I had hoped. And I know it all sounds small, and it is in the grand scheme of things, don't get me wrong, but you know how it is when it's just, you just feel like it's just constant, and you're like, why did I even bother to get out of the bed this morning? And so when I got in the car with my daughter, I was like, I just feel so overwhelmed. And I was just, explaining some things to her. And so I just wanted to say that when you feel like that, when you feel like, oh, what in the world, is this never going to end? I think one of the things that we can do, or the thing that we should do first, is lean more into the Lord and into His Word. And, I think that when we do that, because we think, I'm so overwhelmed and I don't have time for that, like we were talking about the other day, still do that. Lean more to Him than you did when everything was going well. Like, it's just, just think of Him as like, sort of like a big cozy pillow that you can lean into when times get tough, and it's just comforting, And anyway, I think that's so important. And then the other thing is just do what you can. When life is overwhelming and everything's hitting you at once, sometimes just accomplishing one small thing will improve your spirits. I got back home today and I did my Bible study, in which I have been filling out my little chart, by the way, in my planner, and that's really helping. But honestly, I did not feel like exercising. And I thought, no, you know what? That's one thing I actually can control. That's something that I can do. And so it will give me some sense of control on my day when it just feels out of control and overwhelming. And so I went downstairs and I walked on the treadmill, and I feel better about that. And, it's just, I was thinking, it's, gosh, what is it? It's 12:17 here. So my morning has been spent, out getting all of that done, getting everything lined up with the car and that kind of thing. And I have a tendency, now that I'm back home and I've got to leave at 2 to go get the kids, it's like, is it any need to do anything? I mean, that's like, most of my day is shot, But I can get small things done, and I can take control of small things. Like, my lights are still up outside on my deck. You know what? I can take 10 minutes and go outside and take those lights down. And that's, at least I can say, okay, nothing else went right today, but I got those lights taken down. Or, nothing else went right today, but I got my walk in. I made my bed. I didn't do it when I got up this morning. I did it just a little bit ago. But that small piece of control to kind of calm things down a little bit, sometimes that's all you need. It just makes a huge difference to know that you were able to get something done, that something did not go awry, something went right. And, I think the other thing is to be grateful. Gratitude, especially when you're going through a hard time. It's really hard when you're going through, everything's kind of hitting you all at once, and you're thinking, oh, what is there to be grateful for? But there's always something to be grateful for. Even with my car, I took it in, and I was honestly just not looking forward to it after all the money that we've spent on it. It kind of eats up the old finances pretty quick. And the lady called me, and they were so gracious, and had, because they knew, we have 6 kids, and that's the only vehicle we can cart everybody around in and everything. They were able to pull it right in the shop, and she said, yeah, you need back brakes, but you also need rotors, which was another, not so good piece of news. But then she told me the price, and yeah, I mean, I wasn't tickled that I got to spend that money on the car, but I was thankful that it wasn't more than that it wasn't something else. And I was thankful for the time that I got to spend together with my daughter this morning, when she picked me up, and then I drove her back to college. Just that little bit of one-on-one. I was thankful that even though my other daughter had to have oral surgery, it went well. My son's truck is an annoyance, and it is aggravating, and you hate to think that there are people in the world who will hit your vehicle and just pull off without a care in the world. But I was thankful that he wasn't in the vehicle, that he wasn't hurt. It wasn't an accident like on the road. It was, okay, somebody dinged your car. Yeah, it did some damage to the front. It's still drivable. I was thankful for that. It could have been so much worse. So, it's hard, but I think when life starts throwing things at us and we get overwhelmed, we just need to slow down, find something we can take control of, that we can get done, lean into the Lord, and just be grateful. I think that those 3 things will really help when things are coming at us so fast. So, I don't really have a lot of other things today. I guess I could show you when I go outside and take the lights down. I don't think that would be very exciting for anyone. But anyway, I just want you guys to know that I'm thankful for you, and I know it's not like you're able to talk back to me right now, but just knowing that it's like I've got a friend out there who's listening to me, and it helps just getting things off your chest sometimes, And the other thing that helps is a good cry in the shower. I don't know if anybody else is like that. I find a good cry in the shower just makes everything better. But anyway, so I hope you guys are having a good day. And if you're overwhelmed right now, just try those 3 things. Just be grateful for something, slow down a little bit, and get something done. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't even have to be important. Something you can control. Make your bed. That's one thing that you can control. And then also just lean into the Lord and let him hold you. And, this too shall pass. So anyway, just wanted to encourage you with those words today if you're feeling overwhelmed. And I hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are, and that things are going well for you. And just thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again real soon. Bye.